Like I've already done it so much. I have to finish this. And now I want to know if it opens this door. Is this good gameplay for you guys? This only goes down to 3. Oh no, it froze a little bit. Oh, there we go. The fuck? I got the trophy, it won't let me in? Oh shit. Hell yeah. Great job, you did it. Yeah!
I can see you've gotten the Settings World Champion trophy. Well done.
Yeah!
You've experienced every setting, traveled to all corners of the settings menu. There's nothing you haven't seen. So just for you, in the Stanley Parable 2, I'm including an entirely new setting, something called Bumpscosity. What exactly is bumpscosity? Well, I haven't quite figured that part out yet, but I know that you'll be able to adjust it on some sort of slider and that it'll be accessible from the settings menu. We'll sort out the rest of the details later. I hope you're looking forward to trying out every level of bumpscosity in the Stanley Parable 2.
Settings. Bumpscosity. Do I set it to 0 or do I set it to 1,000? I feel like this is a binary choice. I'm gonna keep it set at 1,000. Whatever bumpscosity is. And I think that was the last thing to do. I think that was the last thing to do here. Is this really a game? I'm also enjoying this quite a bit. Exit. More of an experience, yeah. It was the primary tag in on different stores like pressurized gas was walking simulator.
Ready to move on now?
I think so. Please no screenshots. A rebel daddy. Ooh, is this like a surgery theater?
What do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
That's the 2. All the features?
Well,
there's a collectible.
I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement.
No,
okay,
no.
Yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I dislike the term walking sim just because a lot of folks use it as a negative thing. Yeah, I agree. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own.
It sounds incredibly boring.
They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course.
Tastefully?
With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up.
Oh yeah, Necro, like when you got me, what was that game?
Take a look.
The Vanishing of Ethan Hawke. Ooh, shit. I'm playing Stanley Parable 2 now. The Vanishing of Ethan Suppley. Yeah, these are all the same settings. The mine scared me. Yeah. Ooh, look at the bendy hallway. Get in the game. I guess we're going to start playing Stanley Parable 2 now.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in
there's
a big
all the
building
balloons.
where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Yeah, Nish, I love that
stuff. And then one
stuff.
day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Okay.
No one had showed up to give him instructions.
There's the balloons, but that's the only
call a
difference
meeting,
here.
Or even...
We can skip this. What Remains of Edith Finch is an amazing one. The issue, I played it when I was prego. Do not recommend. I will try to not... I'll try to not... Actually, no, you know what?
All of his co-workers
I'm going to try to get
gone.
pregnant.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Happy 12th birthday, step-niece. Maybe after stream today, Missing and I will try to get me pregnant.
Stanley felt the bucket calling to him, begging him to pick
The
it up.
bucket! Where is
Why
it?
was he not doing it?
Where is it? I missed the bucket? Oh, there it is.
Stanley picked
Hell
up
yeah.
the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I did. What does having the bucket change?
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
This is... Hey, a collectible.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
The gamer in me wants to find the collectibles. Actually, the streamer in me doesn't want to concentrate on finding the collectibles because I don't want to bore you guys to tears. The gamer in me is challenged by the fact that they said that you get nothing for the collectibles, because now I want to see if you do get something for the collectibles. Humble Bundle has Edith Finch for $5 right now. I'll have to check that out. I already have too many games to play, but I should check it out anyway. There's a room in there. I see it. See you. Was it 2856?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always,
Always.
The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk.
This one.
Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the pin number for the keypad was 2845.
2845. I was close.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Sheer
Was
luck.
it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Ooh, collectible.
Another miniature Stanley figurine.
Hell yeah.
You know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs?
Stanley
what about
figs.
Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Nope, Stanley figs. Okay, we got the bucket. Loading, 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 loading.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket.
It's a good thing I got this
Soothing him,
bucket.
comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Every single movie we saw while she was preggers had a traumatic birth scene. Alien Romulus, yep. Beetlejuice was less expected. The newer one
Stanley
or
and the bucket
the
walked straight
original
ahead
one?
through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Well, I still haven't escaped this yet, so we're gonna escape this time.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Oh. I
The
don't
door
believe it.
behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Oh.
At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Is this my death? The end is never the end is never the end. Oh. I didn't die. We expected weird stuff in Alien, but not that
As the
third act
machine
yet.
whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere.
We will
Farewell,
die.
Stanley.
Farewell.
"Farewell,
Oh.
Stanley," cried the narrator,
What the
as
fuck?
Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
What? There's a narrator for the narrator? The Stanley Parable.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
The bucket. Welcome. The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within, a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge that we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the void? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit, or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were in ignorance and darkness?
Can you see how arrogant
This
it
is
was
amazing.
for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
I had zero idea what to expect coming into this. 25 buckets. Photograph of 25 buckets. This is way more than 25 buckets. A photograph of 25 buckets, the greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. Hell yeah, Necro. Thanks for being here. Over that way. The bucket with two oh, fuck. This bucket is depicted as having two handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting it. The Inferno Bucket. A replica of the Inferno Bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains, no one can control a bucket. This game. Cave drawing. While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket has already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
But what was up the other way? Ooh, the hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance inevitably is for our own good. Can I fall into the well? Oh, I can just walk out here? I grabbed the bucket.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
What?
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine.
Why?
Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as...
Do I click begin the game again? Oh my god.
ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Well, I died. I think. I got my little reticle in the middle of the screen there. No, the end is never the end is never the end. We're back at the beginning. My god. Figurine finding committee meeting today in the meeting room. This is...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
It took me a
Perhaps he
while
had simply missed a memo. No matter
to
how
get
hard
it.
Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
This is such a cool experience. Just save some electricity. Just kidding.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Do you really get it? Probably not. There will be a reward for finding... What the fuck? We need more planks. Warehouse access plan. Produce 1 plank to allow ease of access past fence. Construct bridge to allow collection of shiny float. Retrieve Chris's remains from the warehouse floor. Construct a new structurally sound bridge. There will be a reward for finding them all. Lies. Who are you? 666 LOL. There will be cleaning of this wall required. Stop kidding yourselves. I want them so much. I want to go home. Is this some kind of game? There must be a point to this. Private but smelly place for an important person. Yep, we got that. Nearby fireplace. We got that. Taking a screenshot of this. Look at the yellow. What's the yellow shit? The F files. They're trying to find the figurine. It's a figurine finders committee. They're trying to find the Stanley figs. Oh, we can do it. Follow clues provided by employee 416. Employee 416. This is amazing. Trust the completionist instinct. Hey, missing. I can't go back though. 416. Let me write that down. Employee 416. We'll have to check their office or whatever. Broom closet. Nothing new.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Nope, there's a collectible down here. Yeah!
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies.
Ooh,
What do you think,
Figlies.
Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1?
Okay,
You sit
missing.
on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Okay, we've got 4 out of 6 Figlies.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
No,
All
don't be
because he
ridiculous.
believed everyone had vanished.
Figleys.
His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself,
It's a
maybe
portmanteau
I am crazy.
of
He looked down at the bucket in
Figurine
his arms.
and Stanley.
Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal,
Oh my
everyday
God.
bucket.
Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground.
Oh, yep, I'm floating.
Gracious, he exclaimed. Without my
I'm
bucket,
floating
I've
like a
gone
fig leaf.
truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
Could it truly be?
The bucket!
He rushed
The
forward from room
buckets!
to room,
Look at all
passing
these
by
buckets!
one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley! Find me!
He had to
Two
find
handles.
the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
What was there?
This is
There
the
was a
story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world
I
can
am
be
so
when it
charmed
does.
by this game.
And she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
And now we're back at the beginning again. But there's progress every time.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
They're all gone.
Stanley decided
No
to go
bucket.
to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, employee 416. I've never been able to share my watch streak. I get an error every time, but I know I have a 40 stream streak. Hell yeah. 416. Okay, I can't do anything for room 416. Shit, I thought that was gonna be a cool clue.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
have to go to the right,
this was
'cause
not
there's
the
gonna
correct
be
way to the
another
meeting room, and Stanley knew
Figley.
it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
1 to 3 inches in my ass? 1 to 3? In your ass? I think the phrase is usually just 1 to 3 inches my ass.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a but eager to get back to business.
Terrible
Stanley
break
took
room.
the first open door on his left.
Okay, we're gonna go this way, because there's a Figley in here somewhere.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh! 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 Other noises, other exclamatory noises. Okay, this is not a platforming game, so I'm gonna go very slow. You should watch the video I just sent you. It's like 8 seconds. Hold on, Necro. I'm trying to collect Figley.
You're getting close now, Stanley.
5 out of 6.
You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Lorines. Very soon,
Figler and
you'll collect
Lorines.
the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it.
Holy shit.
We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Lorines. None of us can.
0 Figularangurines. There's still one more Figularangurine somewhere. Can I get back, or do I have to fall to my death? Oh, there's a duct. I can't see anything. Oh, okay. Pause. I need to watch this video Necro sent me. Black. That is adorable. That's like a modern day Garbage Pail Kid. It's very adorable. Oh, there's someone under the door here. It's a picture of a knight. You drew that? That's really
Stanley
good.
had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed
Kid's gonna
the
take
office
all
had
your
begun.
commission work.
So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So
Look
far
at all
off
these
the beaten
cassettes.
path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far
Narrator dialogue.
that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the
It's
beaten
all
path.
narrator
That it seemed
dialogue.
the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten.
Yeah, dude, calm down. Narrator sound system. Sent you our new Funsies Instagram.
What a silly and trite
He's good at
explanation
drawing.
that
I
would
draw
be.
anything,
All
and
the
he's
back
able.
and forth between
He has to
you
try
and
to
me,
mimic it.
all
That's
the
awesome.
absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording. It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every
No.
time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
Are we starting all over again? Yes, we are. I have one more Stanguligurine to find.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
And I don't remember.
Stanley
We have to go
decided
to the conference room
meeting
because I don't remember what the
Perhaps he
last
had
clue
simply
was.
missed a memo. The
Bucket
confusion
time?
and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Okay, we're embracing the bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly
Left.
to his chest and entered the door on his left.
We have to. Ads start in 1 minute. Heads up. To remember his mom? I don't know his mom. Somewhere both red and blue. Somewhere both red and blue. Note taken. Everybody's got different memories of their folks, you know? One of the ideas that I've had for probably well over 10 years at this point. I have ideas of tattoos, and I've just never gotten a tattoo. I'd love to get a Joust tattoo, like from the Atari. Get like kind of like a realistic
Oh, Stanley. Can you feel it?
knight on an
The
ostrich.
broom closet. It wants
with
the
a pterodactyl in the background.
Staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
But where's this place is red? Where is it red and blue? This is blue. But I'm gonna get stuck in here again, aren't I?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that.
I guess that place
And in
isn't
such
red and blue enough.
a competitive economy, why had he
I
taken
bought a
that
handy-dandy
risk?
pocket-sized
All
notebook,
because he
dude.
believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley.
No, this is just gonna
Maybe,
keep.
he thought to
Yeah. Okay. Begin the game again. I have had this notebook since I started streaming for Doom Eternal, and this was from before Doom Eternal was released. And I have used most of this notebook. And I very inconsistently use this notebook. And I don't remember what any of this shit means. There's like quick 2-word notes. There's like codes. There's secret, there's hidden characters. Ads. Necro, why do you get ads? There.
Just go for your partners, you know what? And then you G-R-A-B-T-H-E-F-C-A-K-E-S.
The key to good note taking is having no idea what they mean upon review. I mean, luckily, or gladly, you're welcome. Luckily or gladly, however you want to look at it, these notes are not notes that I've ever needed to look back
The
on
meeting room.
more
Yes,
than
that's
like a
where
week
everyone
later.
would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he
I
would
really
never
thought I
be
saw something
alone
move right
ever
here.
again.
Okay, so we need to find somewhere that's red and blue. I think we might need to go to the right again towards the warehouse and then just go across like normal. It basically
When
wants
Stanley
us to
came
go
a
back
set of 2 open doors. This was not the correct way
and
to the
reach,
meeting
like,
room,
go to
and
places we
Stanley
haven't
knew it
been to
perfectly
in a
well.
long time.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
The balloons are red and blue?
Yes. This
Well, they're
room,
blue and
but
they have
eager
some
to get
red
back
writing
to
on them,
business,
but I need to
Stanley
find a
took the
place
first
that is
open
red and
door
blue.
on his left.
So we're not going there again. I don't remember what the elevator down does. I think it leads to the loop again.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
This brings
here.
me
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone
over there.
else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
We already got the
There's
Stanley
someone you've been
Ligarine over there.
neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make
What if
every
I-
decision by yourself.
What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced
Oh my
that I
God,
want something
I'm so
bad
smart.
to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something
Danger.
beautiful.
Danger everywhere.
Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
This is an entirely new area.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
Red and
Stanley
blue?
walked through the red door.
Hey, Stanley Ligarine.
And there it is.
That's it, 6
The
out of
last
6.
Stiggly Wiggly. Say
Stiggly
this moment,
Wiggly.
Stanley. This is a real accomplishment.
Thank
this
you.
is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward.
It is.
I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
I don't remember what I was doing. Go through the blue door? What did he ask me to do?
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Going through the blue door again.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Oh, the end.
You
Oh,
see,
wait, what's this room?
there's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles?
Ooh.
Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Okay.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
But... Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
I mean...
A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved.
Someone closed my bathroom door this morning, meaning my bedroom got zero heat for a while. Woke up freezing, finally warmed back up, and came into the den to get toasty, only for my dog to lay on the heater in here.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Let's take a look. Oh. The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. I wonder if any of this is true. Oh, are you looking for me? Oh, it's just Stanley 427 is online. I have not been playing this for 7.5 hours. Oh, do you guys have floor vents? Well, now what happens if I go through here?
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
No.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect.
Not at all.
Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice.
No.
But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
I don't want to hear that anymore. Get out of here, baby.
Heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
The baby's fine.
Because
you can
if
see
it's
it.
the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try.
4 hours. Jerry, how are you?
I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
Ooh, maybe we'll play Halo.
What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
The end is never the end is never the end. I love Firewatch.
What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
I have played this whole ass game before. It's not on stream.
To play as a creepy man, spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose.
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And
This game was
it's even
amazing.
more. Come, let's venture
However,
outward and see
the
what else is out
introduction made me
there.
cry. What in the fuck?
Oh, no. No, it can't be.
I mean, this isn't the same game. It's made in the Stanley Parable engine, but
It is.
they've done a really
It's
good
an
job of
open
recreating it.
world game. Good God, quickly, block it off.
Oh, no. I want to go to Jonesy Lake.
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's
We're
find
literally in the
another
woods.
game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Oh. Fucking what?
See,
Rocket
this is
League?
exactly what I had in mind. Just a
Supersonic
nice
rocket-powered
big box
battle
for
cars.
you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what
Wow.
exactly do we do here? Let's see.
Well,
There
I'm
are
gonna
lots
go
of
to
cars
the
here in
goal.
the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley,
could
I
be
think
sports
it's
ball.
sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together.
Yeah.
I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh, fuck. The ball's way over here. Oh, now I'm moving faster. Oh, and my FOV increased. This is...
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought, and I realize I'm not a...
Oh,
Hold on.
bye.
What are you doing?
Oh, okay. We're back.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story
Work
without
in
me?
progress.
You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back. We still have so much.
Well. Oh. Oh. What the fuck? This is amazing. I mean, I've already said it, but I didn't know what this game was going to be. I still don't really know what it is. But it's depth. And its dedication to the bit is like great. Where the fuck am I? I mean, I guess we're going back to the beginning? Whenever I recommend it, I always tell people to go in knowing as little as possible. Yeah, the only problem, I guess, quote unquote, for me is that it took about an hour and a half to really sink its teeth into me. But now I'm like, I want to see everything. Oh.
I wonder what he found. If
What
what
did I
he
found?
wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it, he'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Okay. Oh. The end is never the end is. Here we are. We're no longer looking for figurines. There aren't any more balloons. Oh, this is different, though.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those figglies. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
We're going back to the memory zone?
I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Now remembering when Stanley found the collectibles. Let's reminisce, you guys. The greatest wealth is memory. Okay, those are the same. The collector's edition here is gone. Here's the 2 awards, though. Oh, now we have a downstairs. Our first kiss. My first car. The release of Stanley Parable in 2013. I guess we're going down.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
But what's over here? Oh, I can't go back. Fuck.
And here was a second Stanlerine.
7 out of 6?
You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the boss's bathroom. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them.
I'm sorry, 7 out of 6?
But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
This is... my brain.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
It was under the stairs. Wait, third one. There wasn't one in the boss's office, was there? I don't believe so. I think it was just under the stairs. Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me.
Under the stairs was the fourth place you found a Figanley, not
I
the
thought
third.
that.
Well, I guess perhaps I shouldn't be surprised. Memories like these are so precious and so cherished that they all just sort of blend together, don't they? You know what? If under the stairs feels like the third place you found a collectible, then who am I to go making judgments? Let's
Okay.
see. What came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember
No,
being in this room.
we've never
but
been in
it's
this
here
room.
in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
But fucking 9 out of 6 Figleys.
This was the 5th mini stand, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Oh, shit. Nice clip art. Wow, I haven't thought about clip art in a long time. Oh, good job, narrator.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that
Thank you,
video, but
Missing.
it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Now we're behind a curtain. Oh, the red and the blue door.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red
It's
and
only
blue
11 out of
doors.
6, though.
This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figly and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly.
Okay, yep. Which door am I supposed to go through? Oh, it looks like they both go to the same place this time. You are in the present.
And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move on.
When will then be now,
future.
sir?
Goodbye,
Soon.
memory zone.
Oh, there goes okay. There goes the memory zone.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction.
Back to the past.
See how that feels. Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this.
Well,
I must say, of
12
all
out
the
of 6.
figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more. And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
I remember the video. I remember like it was yesterday.
Yes, I love that video.
It's 13 out of 6. What in the fuck?
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room. These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
I'm losing some frames. Sorry, guys. I didn't go over this way the last time, though. Okay, I guess I'm not going this way at all, then.
This was our second Figly. Don't you remember? Yes,
I
I
do.
remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley.
Figurines.
I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Collect them all. This was the exhibit. Part of the exhibit. A truncated version of the exhibit.
Look,
Jump
it's
circle.
the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually
is
quite
amazing.
fond of it now. Look how much...
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
Classic memory. But it looks like this time they go to the same place. Okay. And now back to the original office.
And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something
Was
I
there?
feel I can remember. I can remember.
What?
Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how
We're in
about
the memory
one
zone?
more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Jesus. This is a story of a man named Stanley. All right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Very possible.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his
There's
left.
still a place I haven't been on the right, though.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art.
Sublime.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I didn't.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
This time I'm not going to fall onto this
Look,
catwalk.
Stanley,
I'm
I
going to
think
go up
perhaps
there.
we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Yeah.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Okay.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to...
Bright white flashbang me.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie.
Oh, we
Sorry to
did
keep
we
you
did
waiting.
do this,
I'm just
but
pulling
not since like the
bread
very
out of the oven.
beginning.
All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Oh, hello, honey.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you?
Okay, this is all a repeat. The phone's ringing?
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
My perceptual sphere. A bucket.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
We got a bucket again.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
It's true, I didn't.
Still no one was here.
So now all these
Stanley
white erase
needed the
board things are
bucket's
back
warmth
to
and
the
comfort
original.
now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's
Can I
a
put the bucket down?
It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This
It's
is
a
your
bucket.
companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I'd never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Okay, we're done here.
Okay, I've got you something which...
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Boss's office. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Good little poem. It used to be you'd go to a bathroom and say, my boss makes a buck and I make a dime. That's why I shit on company time. Oh, the elevator. I never used the elevator. Go up. This is good shit. We're going up for a really long time. Getting bored now. Oh, we got here. Okay. This is the same place. Are you kidding me? How about down? Same deal? Yes, the elevator, in fact, does nothing. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation,
I never remember
Stanley
this
may have
code. I
broken
should
down
write this
into
down.
an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's
2845,
warmth
is
and
that it?
guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
And now we're behind the scenes again. I wrote it down this time. Numbers are my friend. Okay.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large
We're back to
door
the mind
that
control
read,
facility.
Mind
This ended up
control
leading us
facility.
to death, I think.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Everything's gonna be all right, Bucket. Don't you worry.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
Wait, that one says pirate.
These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
That one says something. Fired. Blank.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But
Now
here
we're
was
back
the
here.
proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power.
We're gonna turn it
over
off, but
another
with the
human
bucket
life.
this time.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. What? Wait. What was
It's
happening?
not opening all the way.
Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket,
This
needed
is
the
amazing.
soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place, not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms, not while this building has anything to say about it.
What the
Stanley
hell?
realized he would never again leave this very room, but at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Oh. I guess I died in the darkness. Okay. I think that we've done everything that a casual player can do, and we're approaching the end of the stream.